Now, as far as your fleet is concerned, what was the first vehicle you actually started off with?
The Yukon XL all black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very executive.
Yeah, very executive. Yep. I didn't put no decal on it. Yeah, I kept it stock. I didn't even put no. I just real basic but real beautiful. And it got a lot of attention. Smoked out the windows. Provided the right kind of music and climate and all that.
Absolutely. It's an experience, as you said. It's more of an experience. Now, as far as your fleet is concerned, you've got some pretty cool whips. Is it okay if I say whips? You got some pretty cool whips.
That's in the fleet. Yes, we got some nice rides in the Sprinters, Escalades, Maybach. Just got the hands on the Rolls, the Phantom, and that's at a different ticket, but it's always nice if you have like specialty situations, weddings, prom, graduation. You never know, right? You might want to use those vehicles.
And when it comes to your inventory, obviously, as you shared, you started with the Yukon.
Yeah.
I think everyone's listening is going to know what a Yukon is.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to amass your current fleet of vehicles? How long? As you said, 2017 is a timeline when it began.
Yep.
And we're now in 2023. So what's that like? 6.5, 7, 8 years.
Yeah. So I started going to the conventions in Vegas with all other little owners from around the world.
Okay.
So I got to sit in rooms with people that are like driving the Queen Elizabeth around and whatnot. And so I learned a lot about how the game is really played, right, from these people. And I'm just taking some of that sauce and mixing it with mine and coming up with a master recipe, basically.
I hear it.
For success.
I hear it.
Yeah.
That's a good way to sum it up.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Taking some of that, throwing a little twist on it, and then seeing what's going to happen.
And then as far as, I don't want to say moniker, but I guess that's the best way to put it. Your born name is not Supreme. Your moniker is.
Yep. So my name is DeParis Frazier.
Okay.
The Tekle Frazier, actually.
Okay.
Right? I stand behind my brand. My brand is Supreme.
Okay.
So it's the top. So when you think of me, I want you to be thinking of the company, and that's the reason why I say Supreme, right? So then now it's something that just keeps ringing,
And
I stand behind that.
No relation to Joe Frazier, by the way, right? No relation.
Yeah, it's my cousin, man. Joe. No relation to Joe Frazier. But he was an amazing boss.
How important to you is having partnerships in place?
Very, 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 very important to have, because everything doesn't have to be about the dollar, right? There's system of barter. There's other ways that you can get the job done without physically having to come out of your pocket, right? So having partnerships, the end goal is about making the customer as happy as possible, satisfying all of their needs and making it easier for them to incorporate all of these things in one, right? So that's why these partnerships are important.
Well, brother, I have to say, from the first time we met, you're very articulate, very well put together, and very respectful. I'm sure everyone, like you said, about being Supreme and delivering that experience, and you are the company, you're the brand, so.
Right, exactly. We're living that exactly, and I look at it's kind of like Jay-Z is Sean Carter, right? But we call him Jay-Z.
Or Hov, yeah.
Or Hov, right?
Yeah.
And his stage is the world. Well, our stage is the world. So whatever it is that we're doing, we're out there to perform. And as a performer, that's the Supreme me, right? That's where it comes from.
If not already, it seems like at some point you'll like to have everything in-house. When I say in-house, I mean as far as maybe you got a tailor that you work with. It's pretty sharp, my guy.
Taylor, yeah. Oh yeah, we have that, right? Knight's Chambers. Shout out to Knight's Chambers. They do all of our stuff from that standpoint.
Okay.
So and then dealing with a lot of people that look like us, I think it's very important to
Absolutely.
help that
Absolutely.
around as well, to
and
circulate.
it's all about shaping the narrative. You hear oftentimes that's referred to as minorities when in all true honesty we're the majority.
There you go. I mean, you know, but everybody can work together though. In sync. It's just that we have to, you know, just look out for each other, man. Really, when it comes down to it, you know. And in other communities, dollars are circulating, right? I don't know, 5 times, 10 times, 12 times. So it's important for that to take place with us. We have to teach, learn, and teach that.
There's a book I think you should check out.
What is it?
I know this is the second time I've dropped the book at this moment.
That's right.
It's called The History of the Black Dollar.
Okay, yeah. So
Very good
what do you
read.
talk about?
Very good read. It talks about just from humble beginnings how, you know, contrary to what people think, when we start, you know, developing assets, it kind of touches on the earlier stories of people in across different industries when they start amassing wealth.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, we got that on camera, right?
Yeah.
I'll take notes.
It's by Angel Rich.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look at that. Yep, for sure. You seem like you read a lot, brother. That's good.
Somewhat. I try.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
You know, when most people have the misconception when it comes to discipline that you have to be fully disciplined, but it's truly about setting those habits in place to at some point it become a lifestyle.
100%. I agree with you.
What is your daily routine, brother? Like, let's say on a Monday through Friday. What
Man,
is
you know, I'm out of the house very early. You know, I have a couple kids, and but I mean, one's grown now, 18, and another one's 12. But,
Okay.
I'm normally out of the house about 3 o'clock, 2, 3 in the morning, and I try to get stuff done before 8, 9, before the rush, and then I kind of tailor back and just calls, emails, try to get my workout in as much as I can, which I need to step that up.
I think we all can improve.
And, looking to eat right. I think it's very important to just do a self-check, see what it is that you're lacking, and look to get better at it.
Absolutely.
And it's never over. It's never too late to be great.
Absolutely.
You can, so go back to the drawing board, see what works, what doesn't. Should I get up at this time? What should I do now? Should I write it down? You're gonna probably go through 50 million different ways, but as long as you keep going, you'll get there eventually.
Do you have a dream board? Do you do any morning? What is it? The word I'm looking for?
I give a shout out to the higher power. And I allow that to take and take me to where it is that I need to go. It's bigger than me.
Okay.
Everything has to go back to where it started.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All praise to the Most High. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, brother, I have a couple things I want to touch on. As
Sure.
I said again, I was going to have some bonus questions for you.
No problem.
When it comes to Minnesota, what is your favorite place to eat?
Well, I would have to say my favorite place to eat in Minnesota would be like a Fasika or Fasika.
And where is that located? I'm assuming
It's in
overside.
St. Paul. No, it's actually in St. Paul. It's off of Snelling and University.
Okay.
But that's the Ethiopian restaurant.
Okay.
I love Tibbs and
Okay.
salad and
Okay.
whatnot, and churro, lentil.
Yeah.
It's fire. You gotta try it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think you only threw that one in because we're in St. Paul. You're thinking I need
No.
to
There's one in Minneapolis. Good Indian food, what I'm saying? No, I'm kind of all over the place, so because I'm always traveling, I'm always seeing all these different places, and I think that's important as well, right? When we come to it, is to know where these places are, so that when you can give recommendations. Like, hey, over here is this, over here is that. There's some good food here, there.
Favorite
That adds to the experience.
Favorite place to go in Minnesota for entertainment?
I love the Armory fights. The fights with the Circle of Discipline is at. I think that's a very, very nice venue. That's one of the hottest places to be at in Minnesota, definitely.
Favorite place to shop? Don't say the Mall of America. No, it was you say
Nice Chambers. Give it up to Nice Chambers again. Got another shout out, Nights. Nice Chambers. Yeah.
And that's Nights, KNIGHTS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. My man Chris over there, man, he's
Okay.
done a remarkable job.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel like I need to go see Chris.
Yeah. Well, you should. You should, brother. Yeah. Yeah. Cut something in. Yeah.
Okay.
And you establish that partnership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Now, the show is called The Midwest Breeze Bosses, so it's only fair I touch on the subject of what it means to be a boss, and then have you kind of sum up, if you had to sum it up in 1 or 2 words, what the Midwest means to you.
What it means to be a boss, I feel like being a boss is about the people around you. It's about listening, right, and applying. Knowing when and when not to. Doing your due diligence, doing your research before you make a move. Consult with your team. Everybody is around you for a reason, and as a boss, you're gonna want to appreciate. And everybody is bosses in their own right? And it's about helping them to see that for themselves and working together and listening to what they got to say, and actually following through on what it is that you say you're going to do. It's very important. A lot of people just talk and smoke and mirrors. A true boss is going to take the necessary steps that is needed in order to make their dream a reality.
I couldn't have summed it up better, brother.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their own definition.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their own definition of a boss, success. It kind of varies. I think it's all individual based.
Yeah, discipline. Discipline is heavy in that, right? In everything that you do, though.
Absolutely. In that respect. And you don't have to be overly disciplined. You just got to start.
You got to just start, man. Learn, figure it out, fail, get back up, and try again. And also try to incorporate that true balance, right? Everything doesn't have to be all about work. There's family, there's your own personal, your time from a physical standpoint, mental part of it. That give back component. I mean, there's a lot of things that make a boss, right? Trying to figure that out.
Absolutely, and defining that and what it looks like for you
100%.
on an everyday basis.
100%.
Now, I know I said I wanted to touch on, just the aspect of what the Midwest brings to you, and I'll come back to that. But you mentioned charity. Do you currently give? You seem like you have the spirit of someone that is giving back, but would you like to openly, maybe speak on that?
Yeah, my whole family gives back.
Okay.
It's been giving back for years.
Okay.
It's about instilling something else into somebody.
Okay.
Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be a dollar amount attached to it.
Okay.
It could be time.
Your time, absolutely.
It could be, just helping people navigate through this thing called life, because we all are looking to figure it out, right? And so that's why I give back. I've been a coach. I've sat on boards in my neighborhood, learning about the political side of things, which I really don't like. I just really don't like it. I don't like how it operates. I think there's a lot of people that tend to think that this money is just theirs when it's really the community's, and if something that's going to work, you might as well go ahead and dump the money that's what it was meant for. Dump it into the community so that it can help it prosper. But anyway.
I truly feel it all.
That was a tangent.
To be more transparency when it comes to that, but we're not going to speak too much on that. Not too much about
but it's very important about giving back, especially to the youth, man. There's people that don't have dads out there, moms out there, family that have that knowledge to even share with them, right? Because they never received it themselves. So anything that we do come across that's going to make sense for the youth, we can go ahead and instill it right away, because that's the generation coming up next. So as much game as we could obtain and then turn around and apply to them is imperative.
You mentioned, I want to touch on this last point. You mentioned your children and the ages they are. Are you currently preparing them? Are you kind of in that? I mean, you're young. I'm not sure how old you are. I don't like to touch on that unless someone shares that. But
Definitely.
Are you currently preparing them so that they are well versed when it comes time for you to kind of phase out for the business and what that looks
100%. One thing I said is that they have to go and do it out there on their own for a second to see what that life is like, right? You need to be able to go say that you punch the clock and that you know what it's like to work for somebody else and what you like and what you don't like about that, and rise up in those ranks and then go ahead and fuse that in what it is that we're doing. But it's all about them eventually just being, running their own establishment.
I think it comes back to that old saying: you can teach a man how to fish, or you can give him a fish.
You can give him, you can teach. Yeah, if you teach him how to fish, he eats for a day. If you show him how to fish, he eats
for a lifetime.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's very important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking to do.
Absolutely. Well, brother, it's been great having you on. Before we get out of here, I want to give a special shout out to Lenore's Bridal. That's kind of where we are right
Lenore.
now.
Yeah. This is an amazing spot, by the way, and we got some great things in effect coming up, hopefully soon. And maybe you'll be able to touch base with Lenore on that.
Interesting fact: the first black-owned, as you said it, the first black-owned bridal company here in Minnesota.
Yep.
Very great.
Yep.
So when you get a second, come on
Stop
down to Lenore's Bridal.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, you definitely gotta check it out. It's beautiful in here. Yeah, it really is.
And then I look forward also, brother, to getting back with you 6 months from now to seeing where the business is and seeing all the things that you've been able to execute on.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Anytime, man. I really appreciate it. And I got other people that are in positions, that you can go ahead and tap into as well, so everybody can hear all of the stories, right? And see how they can come together. Like, wow, that actually worked. You know what I'm saying? They did it.